If you've got one or more football shirts, you've probably asked yourself the following question: how do I keep them in good condition? As y'all know, football shirts are quite expensive in general. So obviously you want to keep them in a good condition, even though this can be a struggle. If you're able to keep your shirts in a good condition, they'll look better and it will also keep their value higher. But here comes the problem. You also probably want to wear your football shirts. But what if I tell you that you can wear your shirts and keep them in a good condition as well? Over here I got this PSG 18-19 black Jordan shirt with, of course, Mbappe on the back. I usually wear this shirt when working out at the gym and it's still in amazing condition. So in this video, I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks to keep your shirts in good condition. We're starting off with washing because this is a very important one. If you wear your shirts a lot and do workouts in them, you obviously need to wash them because otherwise they'll smell kind of bad. But also if you buy secondhand shirts regularly, upon receiving you might want to wash them as well. Well, I've been washing this PSG shirt quite some times now and it still looks as new in my opinion. Especially the name set on the back is a very good indicator. The method I use to wash my shirts is hand washing them. So I don't really use the washing machine because you cannot really control what's happening to your shirts. Also, when you hand wash your shirts, you save a lot of water. And it's just a very gentle way of cleaning your shirts. So if I'm gonna wash a shirt, I'm gonna turn it inside out. That's a very important step, guys, because if you don't turn your shirts inside out, the name set or sponsor might get damaged. You can just use your sink, for example, and use lukewarm water. I also recommend you to use some detergent, but make sure it's suitable for your shirts. You soak the shirt and rinse it, and after this, you can just let it dry on a clothing hanger, for example. This is definitely my preferred method, and by doing this, I've saved a lot of shirts from broken or damaged name sets, for example. If you don't like hand washing your shirts, I got another option for you, and that's washing your football shirts using a laundry net in the washing machine. So if you're gonna use the washing machine, you still need to turn your shirts inside out, put it in the laundry net so that your shirt is protected, and make sure you pick the right settings for your washing machine. I recommend you use 30 degrees Celsius because otherwise your football shirt might shrink. Also, if you use a high temperature, the name set and sponsor will probably get damaged. I gotta tell you that the washing machine method is not as gentle as the hand washing method, and that's exactly why you need the laundry net. I've seen so many cases where football shirts were just damaged because of the washing machine. Like people just throw their shirts into the washing machine like that without turning them inside out. And of course, what's gonna happen? The name set will probably peel off. By using these two methods, you can wear your shirts and still keep them in a very good condition. But of course, if you don't really wear your shirts, you probably don't have to wash them as often, and therefore you'll keep them in a better condition. The second thing you should really pay attention to is the right storage for your football shirts. In general, I would say buy clothing hangers for shirts with name sets. Well, why clothing hangers? If you use those for shirts with name sets, you'll keep the name set in the best possible condition. Because let me tell you guys, name sets can be quite fragile. I actually don't have a clothing hanger for this shirt because it's my workout shirt or shirt I use when playing football. But over here, I got this Inter 1920 home shirt, if I'm not mistaken. And I got this one on a hanger because it's got a beautiful Lautaro name set on the back, and usually this name set material is kind of thin as well. So when storing shirts with name sets, you really want to keep the shirt in a straight position, because if you're gonna fold shirts with name sets, it will look very bad. Like this name set will be full of creases and small damages. But the clothing hangers I use are very cheap actually. I think I bought these in a package of 10 pieces for like €2.50. Very cheap. But it's a crucial investment you have to make in order to keep your shirts with name sets in the best possible condition. Now you're probably wondering what happens if you don't use clothing hangers. A while ago I bought this Juventus 18-19 home shirt with the Champions League patches and the Ronaldo name set on the back of the shirt. If you look closely, the name set has got quite some creases in it. Previous owner probably didn't really care about the right storage for his football shirts. I mean, if we zoom in a bit, it's not that bad, but still, it could have been better. And well, how should you store your shirts without name sets? It's very easy. Just buy boxes, because the advantage of using boxes is that you can fit quite some shirts in this without this box taking up too much space in your room. I got a lot of random shirts over here. For example, I got this England 2020 home shirt without name set, and you can just fold shirts without name set. Let me see, I got the Real Madrid 21-22 away shirt without name set. I got Germany, Spain, Portugal, not Portugal, Manchester City. Well, lots of random shirts in this box. This small box probably contains about 20 shirts or something, and it's a very effective and space efficient way to store your shirts without name set. And what can happen if you store shirts with name sets in boxes like these? You'll basically fold the name set, which will probably lead to damage. And if you're unlucky, your name set gets sticky, and the color of the name set will rub off on your other shirts. And that's definitely something you want and need to avoid, because it will not only ruin one shirt, but probably several shirts. And well, let's say you got a very important shirt, for example, a signed shirt or a match worn one, I don't know. In that case, I would just frame it, because by framing it, you basically protect the shirt. Over here, I got this signed Mbappé shirt. It's a beauty. I absolutely love it. And upon receiving this one, I immediately framed it, because this way it won't get dirty, and it's also protected against the sunlight, so that the quality of the signature will remain the same over the years. Advice number 3, make your football shirts look better. And I know this sounds very random and vague. That's exactly what I'm going to explain it. Over here, I got this beautiful Atleti 11-12 home shirt with Falcao on the back. I received this one a few days ago, and as you can see, the name set has some creases in it. I want to keep the shirt in a good condition, so what am I going to do? I'm going to get rid of the creases by using a very easy method. I'm going to put the shirt around my ironing board. I cover up the name set with baking paper, and I go over it with the iron. And if you do this, you definitely got to pay attention to the temperature of the household iron, because if you use a temperature that's too high, you risk ruining the name set. But yeah, as you can see, the name set doesn't have creases anymore, and it looks great. And this is a very easy and accessible step for everyone, because I assume everyone has got a household iron. Please don't forget to use baking paper, because the baking paper will definitely save your name set. If you don't use baking paper and you go over the name set with the household iron, I can almost guarantee you that you'll ruin your name set and it will be damaged. Another method you can use to make your football shirts look better is removing stains. And of course, some stains are definitely tougher than other ones, but in general, if you know what you're doing, you can pretty much remove 90% of all the stains, or at least reduce them, let's say. I'll make a video about how to remove stains on your football shirts very soon, because I was still looking for the right method, but by now I found a method that works for me, and it will also probably work for you. Third method you can use to make your football shirts look better is by repairing loose patches and name sets. For example, over here I got the France 2016 away shirt. It's got the beautiful Euro 2016 patch on the right sleeve, but as you can see, this patch is coming out, actually on both sides. The respect patch is coming off as well, as you can see. Well, if this has happened to one of your shirts, don't worry, it's very easy to fix, because I'm gonna go back to my ironing board and household iron. I cover up the loose patches or name sets with baking paper, and I apply gentle pressure onto the patches that are loose. Doing this is a bit of trial and error, but in most cases, this will definitely work, and the patch or name set will stick to the shirt again. That means that you've repaired your own shirt, and therefore you'll keep them in better condition. Tip number 4 is to keep track of shirts you got. I'm not gonna lie, I don't always do this, and if you don't do this, it's so easy to lose track over shirts you got. So I would advise you to make a log in Excel, for example, where you register all the shirts you got. So you can register the size, the season, the player on the back, if there's any patches, and the value, for example. This way you'll always be able to track a specific shirt, and you also make sure that you don't lose any shirts, because it's happened to me that I couldn't find a specific shirt and I had to look everywhere in my room to find that specific shirt. Yeah, that's definitely a good way to waste your time. Also, if you cannot find a specific shirt and you don't have a shirt lock, chances are that shirt is molding in a small corner of your room, and that's the last thing you want. So please be wise and keep track of your football shirt collection. And for tip number 5, I got some general advice. So let's say some random tips and tricks. Okay, let's call this common sense. If you're gonna wear football shirts, be careful. Preferably, you only want to wear football shirts without name set, because if a shirt doesn't have a name set, it means that it won't get damaged. You got more storing options as well, like you can fold your shirt and put it in a box, or use a clothing hanger, completely up to you. And also, washing a football shirt without name set, it's way easier and less risky than washing a football shirt with name set. Also, if you're wearing a football shirt, please don't lie down on the pitch. I've seen so many people do this while wearing expensive football shirts, and especially shirts with name sets. Just don't lie down on grass, for example, unless you want to have a green name set. That's completely up to you. This one kind of goes without saying, but please don't wear signed shirts. I've seen some people do this, but what happens if you wear a signed shirt? You probably need to wash it afterwards. And what happens if you have to wash a signed shirt? It may damage the signature. So please don't do this. Just frame your signed shirts. The same goes for match worn shirts. I've seen some people wear match worn shirts, and that really got me questioning. It's like the player has worn it and now you want to wear it yourself. It doesn't make sense to me, but hey, in the end of the day, you do you. And my last tip would be, if you got quite some football shirts, just make a small selection of shirts you want to wear. So in my case, it's this PSG shirt with Mbappé on the back. I also got this Uruguay 2018 home shirt with Cavani on the back, that belong to this selection of shirts that I wear. I think I got like 2 or 3 more, but those are shirts that I can do workouts in or that I wear when playing football. By doing this, you can still wear some nice football shirts from your collection, but you don't have to take the risk of wearing the most expensive shirts in your football shirt collection. You just want to keep the more expensive shirts just for your collection. That being said, I hope this advice will help you. The advice given in this video is based on my personal experience as a football shirt collector. I can say that by implementing these steps I explained to you, I've been able to keep my shirts in good condition. I barely wear any football shirts myself, but I think they look very cool in summer, for example. Especially if you've got a specific outfit, you can kind of choose the shirt that matches with your outfit. I also want to thank you for watching this video, and up to you very soon.